Today's Captain's Blog is made possible by a grant from Madman Mark McGough. Thank you, sir.
These aren't candy and everything? We got everybody now? Ah, have a yawn moment. Alright. A couple minor things before I get into the main event. Meetings and tours must be placed on the calendar. If you will be off-site for an event or meeting, it must go on the calendar. All of these go on the internal calendar. We schedule groups based off the calendar, and we will double book you if you fail to schedule your time. Whatever is on the calendar gets first priority. If you book an event and don't put it on the calendar and notify people that you have put it on the calendar, you may very well staff it alone. Be prepared. Do not print brochures right before the event. We may be out of paper or toner, or the printer may just take a shit because that never happens. If you need brochures for an event, please ask 1 business day in advance. Ask Moose. See, that's the whole notes for this meeting. My whole thing here is 1 line. Image matters. How you look, how you present yourself to the world matters, especially in this line of work. If you would like a really powerful example of this, go back and watch the early blogs before I learned that, hey, you can buy pants that fit. Hey, I grew up redneck white trash. I spent my whole life buying jeans at Meijer for 20 bucks a pair, and it worked. See, I understand now.
$40.
Yeah, see, but you didn't think about this. You need a pair of pants. You go buy a pair of pants, you go and you're done. I have had, in the past week, and not of my own, which would double the number, from other people, have received complaints about, well, y'all some funk nasty motherfuckers. Okay? Some of you are so thin, white, and neat that you are ambiguously gay. I'm still not sure. Some of you come from the other end of the gene pool. I'm not asking for miracles. I'm not asking for you to wear designer clothes and smell like fucking, I don't know, him. Oh, piss off. I don't know who you are, but you're going to wait a minute. I do command and demand that when you come to work, you will be presentable, you will not be offensive in sight or smell. I have had staff members that, oh for fuck's sake. Yeah, Ma, Chris, can I help you? I'm doing great, but I'm in the middle of a staff meeting. Can you call me back in 5 minutes? Cool, thank you, sir. That's it. It's actually kind of important. I require that when you walk in, you are not offensive to the public. If we're doing our jobs well, the public should be the most offensive people in the building. Anybody who's ever worked in customer service is aware of this. I have had, in the past week, a staff member walk by me who smelled like stale urine. This is not okay. Now I ain't pretty, so I'm a hell of a standard to go by. I wear jeans and a t-shirt to work every day. Okay? You've all seen me have to get all prettied up for shit, and it happens from time to time. But this is a rock and roll shop, and I'm not asking a lot. If you want to wear nicer clothes, if you want to, you know, care about your image, that's awesome. Yes, you're the standard for pretty. Just accept it. It's what you get for standing up and being apart from the group. You've done that subliminally.
Yeah. Steven did it first.
Yeah, and look at Steven. He's dressed nice, even has his shirt tucked in, he has his shit together. Because when a customer comes in and they see Steven, they see a guy who has his shit together. When they come in and see him, they see a guy who they can trust. This guy knows what he's talking about because he doesn't look like an unmade bed. I'm not asking anymore for you to come to work showered, reasonably shaved. You ain't gotta be perfect. Hell, I don't even. Okay? But you have to look like you know where your razor is. If you can grow facial hair, you can have facial hair within reason. If you can't grow facial hair, if you have pubes on your face with like 10 DPI, okay, you know who you are, you can't have facial hair. It just looks bad. You cannot have a funk. If you can't smell your own funk, one of us will. The first time, and this is exactly how this is going to go from now on, the first time I get a complaint from a staff member, it's going to go to Taylor. Taylor's going to pull you aside politely and say, dude, you fucking stink. And you're going to fix it. The second time, I will talk to you. There will not be a third. Because I'm getting complaints from customers. I'm getting people, polite, good Christian people coming in our doors who are like, okay, this is not okay. Because that's an image, that's a reputation that I will not have in my company. Are there any questions on this? Am I asking anything in any way unreasonable?
No.
Cool. So we can all agree you're going to get one warning from Taylor. The second one is I'm going to fire your ass, and I don't care who you are. If I can get fired from this company twice, you sure as hell can. There is nobody here who is that important except makers, maybe makers. And I'd like to point out, that man can sweat enough to fill a swimming pool. I've had him slime me, which is it if I wear off. Okay. I work with epoxy all week and it comes off easier than that. And even he, at his nastiest, is not as bad as I've had staff in the past week. Like, this is fucking unreasonable. Any questions? Cool. Let's try and do this together as a team. If you have a friend who has trouble finding clothes that fit, I will help them. Okay? I can help you do this. If I can get unfucked, you can get unfucked. They make pants in a variety of fruit flavors and sizes. If you have a friend who cannot get over his funk, bring them to me. I will help them. I don't want to have to yell at people for this. I genuinely, in my soul, want to help you not be the stinky guy. Okay? I can do this. You have to put effort into it, but these things matter because we work in close proximity to each other. Thank you. Go to work. Is there a reason I wear safety glasses for this? That should just about do it. Ooh, I brought me a sharper chisel.
Get some B-roll of him doing the other end, please.
Okay. When I get to the other end. You have finished, don't you? Just a second. think I'm going to be replacing screws every while I'm here. Alright, we'll be back. In the usual way.
Taylor has not shown up yet.
Oh, okay. We're new to this. Alright, those of you that are new, we're all going to get under it. What we don't want to have happen is this to collide with a solid surface. The danger surfaces are this, which is very sharp, because some fucking cunt still hasn't put a rubbery thing over it for me. And we have to worry about hitting here, which still doesn't have plastic covers.
Okay, whatever.
$5 a piece.
Okay. This is very soft and delicate, so no rings. We're going to pick it up. We're going to carry it out. It's going to drop. We're going to swing it this way, and then we're going to slide it out. Okay.
So the rod's staying on one end?
Yes. Okay. And once it comes off, we're immediately going to carry it right over. It's going to slide out this way, and then we're going to set it down right here under this cart. So let's get the cart in position.
On the top?
Yep. It's going to sit on top.
Yep.
So this is about where we're going to land, right here. Okay? Does anybody have any questions before we begin? No. Okay. And I got a new wrench that does this. I'm pretty happy about that.
Steven can't even fit.
Very large, man.
Alright, don't touch the coil, it's about to move. It's moving rather slow.
Right, but that's exactly the thing you lost your respect for. That's just going to cause
Look around this room. Of the things in this room that are going to fucking kill me.
I didn't say
This
this
is-
is going to eat your finger.
This is.
There's 3 of us right here. I'm 4.
Hey, Batman, take this out. Pop that out of position.
Trying to get revenge.
So while you work that out, I'm going to work this out. Gentlemen, please roll the top of the tube towards you. As we take the pressure off. Okay, stop. Thank you. Thanks, sir.
It does have
Acting.
can't help it having to make sense.
I love how we get better and faster at this every time.
Just about wondering about the stop for them. And the last one, we finally figured out.
Alright, guys. Take this out. We're free on that end completely. And what I have to do first is run this down.
Actually, I have Joey on this end to catch because when it comes up, it comes up hard.
Yeah, this is the super dangerous.
He's leaving Munkus on it.
No, it's Munkus.
Because it's Funk and Minkus.
Oh, okay.
Munkus.
Push the top of the tube away from you. Start rolling. Oh wait, I'm wrong. Go the other way.
This is just so much smoother than the other one.
Isn't it nice?
How fast is it going?
You can go as fast as you want. We got about 8 inches to go. 6. We got about 6 inches to go.
Eh.
How could you call 6 inches?
Yeah. Your girlfriend been lying to you a long time.
That's why most American women are bad at that.
You ever just feel like your other job isn't
Okay, why is it still counting up?
It counts rotations, it doesn't care direction.
Is it a little like wobbly, like not perfect?
The pipe isn't right. The pipe we start with isn't right. I could fix that, but not until I can get Doug to do the lathe head for this. Then I can make them totally right.
Is that important?
Not really.
Is this thing anywhere near rigid enough to support? Not really.
A lathe head? For cutting soft PVC pipe? Yes.
No.
For cutting 12-inch steel tubing?
No.
But for the pipe that we're cutting? Yeah. 2 inches to go. Keep going. You don't have to slow down. It's not going to come quick. Damn it, Joey.
No, I was right. There are like 8 Joes right there. I just need to pick one.
Okay, we're flush to the thing.
So is it just going to drop out?
It's just going to fall any second. I'd slow down. You got about a 1/4 inch left in there. And yeah, your end's just going to fall.
It's much heavier.
It's going to be way heavy. It's going to be that heavy. All right, now. Go as quick as I can. All right.
You got to go that way with your screw. Can we pull it out my way a little bit more? Or you're gonna hit the. Or
Yeah.
do you want to go down?
No, you can angle that way a little. All right. Can you pull? Can you grab that and just pull? Oh! Stop! All right. Everybody pick it up. No, don't. Yeah. Everybody pick it up, and you can walk it right out and set it on the grid. Cool. Good job, man. Impressive. I was worried about Mr. Bellatini there for a second. They just I was like, wow, he can't be that.
Yeah, he's
All right. Thank you, everyone.
he's the middle guy always.
You sure Taylor's not here? His shirts are here.
His shirts are everywhere. Start putting
Flirts and blender balls.
Oh,
It's a job.
but hey,
It's jock territory. I gotta pop this on. Got an idea.
Seven
Hold the
break?
part.
It does.
Yeah, it does have brakes, yeah. Let's see if they work. Fuck yeah. I love that sound. Yeah, that end should come right up. All right, now grab the razor knife. I need to make a new set of caps that extend beyond the ends.
Wouldn't you still get cruft in between them?
Yeah, but I'd have a clean line out here, so I wouldn't have to clean under them as much.
big cubes.
Why? Right after this, we're gonna be on a break anyway. We're gonna be on a break anyway after this.
It's lunchtime.
Well, that we can't go with the next one until Taylor is actually back from his thing. Just get the sander.
Well, I gotta make sure I gotta clean it again. What is this?
Steven, can you plug this in?
Plugs over
Plug it
here.
in where the heat gun is.
Yep.
Steven, can you grab the air gun, please?
It's above Thumper's table on the reel.
Hey, that one wheel doesn't want to.
Now the wheel will turn. Cool. That one's done. Taylor, can you stand it up? And that's lunch. Hi there guys, I'm Chris Boden. Welcome to the Geek Group. It's time for viewer mail for Friday, September 15th, 2017. And we have stuff from Denichi. I'm guessing it's cleaning stuff. Thank God. We've been so low on paper towels that I actually had to go out and get some while Moose was in Berlin. By the way, if you haven't seen the Moose blog of Berlin, get on the Captain's blog, check it out. It's actually at least a 3-part series, maybe 4, I'm not entirely sure. Part 1 is going public on the Captain's blog. Parts 2 and 3 will show up on Patreon. So get on my Patreon, you can watch it. So we have soap. Lots of soap. Fresh breeze. Savon polymé. Oh shit. What? What?
It died again.
What died?
The live stream.
You're frozen.
It's moving.
You're frozen
Oh,
in time.
no, it's stuck back then.
Picturing.
Oh, it's back. Okay, cool.
Yay.
And we got sponges. And Lysol. And rags. No dog. Here, I will hand these off to you guys. You can set them on those tables. And we got toilet paper, which is lovely. Thank you, Denichi, for making that happen, sir. Charles Peckham in California has sent a package for Mr. Bellatini. It's ticking. Dear, your dinosaurs are wrong. I'm reading it. You get to open the toy. But I've seen what happens when you read nice people's letters. I saw the video you did about the need for support other than dinosaur toy submissions, and I made sure to go out and make a monetary donation. Thank you, Mr. Pepper. About an hour later, I found out that someone started making you're going to have to say this. Gigantospinosaurus toys?
I think it's Gigantospinosaurus.
Gigantospinosaurus. I kind of like that. And while I know you need things other than dinosaurs, and I know new toys aren't entirely in keeping with the show's original idea, I feel like Gigantospinosaurus? Yeah, I like that word. Is such a remarkable creature that there is so painfully little enthusiasm for it out there that I wanted to donate a Gigantospinosaurus toy in the hopes that more people will want to learn more about this amazing dinosaur. Thank you for all that you do, and I wish you all the best. Yours in dinosaur enthusiasm, Charles Pratt. And there's pictures.
I don't think these pictures have anything to do with...
They're cacti, so that's where the Spinosaurus comes from.
I think it's exactly.
Okay.
Spinosaurus is a very different animal. But
You should come talk about it.
It's a thyreoforan with huge-ass shoulder spikes.
This is a Thyreoforan,
Yes.
not a Gigantospinosaurus.
Thyreoforan is the family.
He's got the things like a Stegosaurus.
He does have things like a Stegosaurus.
And wings.
He did.
These look a lot like chicken wings after you take all the feathers out. You ever see a plucked chicken?
I have seen a
They look kind of like that. Chickens are dinosaurs.
This is true.
So this is a Stegosaurus half chicken. That's what I'm going with. It's halfway between a Stegosaurus and a chicken. Giant death chicken.
There is an animal
Spiky
that is
tails.
halfway between the Stegosaurus and the chicken, but it wouldn't be a Thyreoforan. boring.
I want to see chickens have tails with spikes on the end. I think that
So
would make it
does Jack
scarier.
Horner.
Who's Jack Horner?
The guy who's trying to make Chickensaurus.
Oh, okay. Was that the guy who had the with plungers on their butt?
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was the guy that sat in the corner eating his pie.
Oh man, no, you're
I'm
getting
sure
into...
he's not sick of that joke.
Yeah, he's never heard that. From Computer Supply in Sanford, Florida. It's from Denichi. Static sensitive devices. I can't tell what they are, but something tells me they're delicate.
They're hard drives.
Hard drives? For what?
We have server needs.
Oh, okay. Hard drives for needy servers. I think these are SSDs.
I think so.
Or they're laptop hard drives. They're very thin. They're laptop hard drives. 146 gigabyte, 10K SAS.
You were on our
I got half a dozen here and ostensibly half a dozen there. Thank you, sir. This one's marked fragile. From shipping at 400 Commerce Way, Suite 132.
Let's see.
Well, it's from Denichi, but it doesn't say it's buried. Ha! Buried deep inside are two more hard drives. No idea how big, but only two. I'm going to put all the hard drives in the box. And then the next person can break them, not me. Also from Denichi, who's having a record day. Denichi got bored. Denichi got drunk and got on Amazon. That's what I'm going.
Let's find such thing as that in one of our viewers.
This is true. Oh hey, it's last month's supplies. They just arrived. Cool. Thank you, Denichi. And everybody else who got involved. That's it for viewer mail for the day. Thank you, everyone. And now we're going to get on with the day of goop and tubes. That's my day, goop and tubes. So, for all of you watching on the live stream, we'll be back from lunch in about an hour. You're going to want to tune into the high voltage lab. That's where the activity is going to be. I'll try and have a good camera pointed at it. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you after lunch.
We're just asking that you pick your feet up during the shoot, maybe back when they're
You are just a creature of grace and
Dude, size 13 feet.
okay.
There's nothing graceful about those. They just do what they want to do. Dancing about one.
Totally different songs. But I'm pretty sure you don't know who Zappa Rock is. It's not that you're white, it's that you're painfully white.
Alright, let's get this done before the Zoom's battery runs out.
Painfully white.
What was that now?
I'm all white, you're transgender. You're like pink.
Going on blue.
Alright. So where are we and what are we doing today, Chris? So where are we and what are we doing today, Chris?
Today we're going to cut a pipe because I've had several people comment on things on my Facebook, and they've asked me, because I've done some blog on it, they want to know how to cut large diameter PVC pipe and get it square. So I figured I'd teach people how to properly cut a big pipe.
What's the big pipe? pipe for?
This is going to be a 10-foot coil secondary, and because they usually stand on end, it's important to have them cut as nice and smooth and square as you possibly can. Otherwise they tear.
So how do we do this?
With tape and patience and raw surgeon power. Alright, also it's helpful to have a tailor. So I brought a tailor for today. Why do we have the jet?
This is the one that I found.
Okay.
Perfect. Yes.
You want to go to that end? I'm going to cut this end off.
No, don't do that.
Why?
Because that's the messed up end.
That's the mess up.
That's the messed up. That's the
We'll
square.
flip it 180. Oh, hey, while you got that vertical, bring it out over here and send it to me. And let's get a sway on it.
What?
I just like making it carry heavy things. It's more than 100 pounds. It's still one. No, it's not. It's not going to do it. It's more than 100 pounds. You take it out. So we know it weighs more than 100 pounds. All right. Now which is the good end? At the bottom. Okay. That looks heavy. It's not heavy. Looks really heavy. You okay then?
Yes.
So that's the good end.
That's the
That's
crack.
the bad end. That's the good end.
Yes.
Okay. So the maximum length of tube we can handle in our winding rig is 79 inches. And we've made 3 other secondaries at 79 inches. This will be the 4th. We always make them in pairs. Thank you, Steve. So I'm going to take you through it step by step of how we do this. And this is knacky. So it takes a couple times to do this. So if you're just learning how to do this, start on a small, simple piece of pipe, something like 3 or 4 inches, and practice a few times before you do this for real. I've done this once or twice, so I probably won't screw this up, except today we've got a bunch of cameras looking at me while I do this, so... So I want to have my tube cut at 79 inches. This is the side I'm keeping, and I'm keeping this side because this was originally a 20-foot long pipe that we cut roughly in half, and then we trim them down for use. On that end is the end that is the factory finish. On this end is where we hacked it apart with a dull beaver. So I'm going to trim it down to where I want and keep my factory end on the bottom, and then this will be the top of the coil. So we're going to go to 79 inches, and you start by laying your tape measure on top, and you want to have it nice and parallel to the pipe. If your tape is off at an angle, and it doesn't take a lot of an angle, you'll screw it up. And it'll be really easy to tell if you did that. So keep it nice and straight on top. Now you're going to use, this is how I do it, but I use both sides of the tape measure, because I've got my 79-inch mark, and I can roll my tape measure from one side to the other. So I roll it flat that way, and I make a mark. A nice straight little mark. And then I roll this way and make another mark. Just like that. So now I've got 2 marks from only one measurement. And now when I move the tape, we're going to roll the tape over this way. And I'm not going to put it right there. I'm actually going to come off the tape width from there. So my lines will end up roughly spaced about even. And we're going to bring this back up. And just glance at the pipe and make sure you're parallel. And the way to tell if you're parallel, it's really easy on a big pipe. You look at one edge of the tape measure and look at the edge of the pipe, like in your field of view. So for me, the edge of the pipe is actually way up about here. And you make sure that that line and this line are parallel. And you can tell if you've got a big wedge either way, and you're not parallel.
Pause.
Alright, so we've got it moved off. I glance to make sure we're parallel. Make my mark there. Make my mark here. And then we do it again. And we're just going to roll all the way around the pipe. And you want to have the pipe set out with enough room to be able to roll the pipe back and forth at least 1 full revolution. Because you're going to be moving a lot as you do this on a big pipe.
So is this standard PVC or what?
This is for the secondaries that we do at the Geek Group. We use white PVC pipe, Never, ever, ever use black or gray. There's also a green that will work, but I just don't like it. Black and gray in the pigments can, they don't always, but you'll never know for sure, they can contain carbon as part of the pigment. And carbon conducts electricity, and it'll make your secondary coil form conduct electricity, and you're going to have a bad day. So we always use white because it doesn't contain any carbon, and it makes a good electrical insulator. And the important thing, and make sure of this when you're buying pipe, get solid core pipe. A lot of sewer pipe, especially in the larger diameters, is what's called foam core. And foam core has a much lower breakdown voltage. So we're very big on always using solid core pipe. And you can't buy solid core pipe at a lot of stores. They have to special order. So we special order. We're gonna roll this way. Because I've got some soap epoxy on the floor over there. And I think it's dry, I think it's hard, but I'm not 100% sure.
Pause.
Hi.
Hi, I'm leaving. I'll be back in like an hour and a half.
Do you want to talk or something? Cool. You have fun.
Kid will be here around 5.
Angels and ministers of grace defend us.
Have fun.
Thank you. Okay. So the more lines you make, the better, because each one's going to have slight imperfections. You're going to be in or out a little bit. And what you're doing is averaging the space of all the lines. They don't have to be a precise distance apart. There's nothing to worry about there. You do want to make them as straight as you can. Like they're all going to be a little bit, but try to make them as straight as you can. It helps later. And don't make them overly long. About 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8 is plenty. You don't really need lines. You could just do a dot like that and be okay. Maybe I'll start doing this. Yeah, I like dots. I like dots. Okay, so we've got our markings all the way around. And the next thing you're going to use is a roll of blue tape. Before you put the tape on, I've got tables, I got wires, roll the pipe all the way towards you, wipe it down a bit. The Sharpie should not wipe off. Get all the schmutz on your hand, not on the pipe, because you want the tape to stick. So bring the pipe all the way to you. You may have to watch how I do this a few times, just rewind the video. I've done a lot of masking. Masking is as much an art as a science, and a lot of it's just knacky. So if you can't get your tape to line up quite right, just rewind this a few times. But what you do is you're looking at the tape, past the tape. Kind of like when sighting a rifle. You don't look at the thing directly, you're looking past it. Same kind of idea. And you want to have enough tape. Like to me, that only looks like that. I'm not seeing the whole thing. I'm down at a tight angle. And that lets me see a whole lot of tape at once, sighted against the things. And you keep it off until you're ready to have everything lined up. Then put your first piece on there, because that will determine your angle. Now with any good masking tape, use the blue stuff, or the green stuff doesn't stick quite hard enough. The yellow stuff is really expensive, the 3M Automotive, you don't need fine line masking tape for this. Don't use generic, beige, crappy masking tape. I hate the stuff, it's bad. So, get the blue stuff, it's not expensive. And then sight your line, then you're going to pull, like I'm pulling in this direction.
Pause. Can I help you?
We're looking for Batman.
Close the door!
Can't do that.
Thank you.
Continue.
Sight line the tape, and you're going to have a line from right here across your markings. You want them all to pretty much line up. this tray, when you come back upon your tape, you should be just about right where you started. If your tape doesn't line up with itself, you've done something wrong, and start over. This is a part that you can do 15 times and it's okay. Don't rush it. This is the part where you really want to make sure you've got a nice solid band of tape all the way around. You shouldn't have any wrinkles in it. You shouldn't have any wavy lines. It should be pretty straight. Now, this is not like thousandths of an inch perfect, but you mark with chalk, cut with an axe, and that's pretty much what we're doing. This is a higher tolerance than the tool that we're about to use to cut it, which is this. Well, grab my keyboards out the drawer. Second row down, little drawers.
So talk about the sawzall, so we can take the.
Yeah.
Safety first.
I understand. Try again.
So what's special about the sawzall?
The only thing special about this particular sawzall really is the blade. First off, you want safety glasses for this. And you would think for plastic you want a big tooth blade like for wood. You don't. You want a tiny tooth blade for this. So a standard bimetal blade or a metal cutting blade is just fine for this. And you want the longest blade you can get, because when you're cutting a tube, like if you were just hacking this apart, the way most people would do it would be to cut flat till they get a hole, come back, and then and zip around and cut one side of the tube all the way around, and then spin it, and then cut down some more and spin it, and then when you get done, you're going to be all over the place. You're never going to get to line up. So what you do is get a long blade, and you're going to lay it on top like this, and your kerf is the material that you're actually removing with the blade. So the thickness of the blade, that's the kerf. And your kerf is going to be starting at the edge of the blue tape and moving a little bit into the pipe. So we're actually going to lose about a 1/16 of an inch of pipe along the way doing this, maybe an eighth. And you're going to start out holding it flat, and you're going to roll the tube flat all the way around, and you're not going to cut all the way through. You're just going to get about halfway into the pipe, and you're going to go all the way around, and then you know you've got a nice, straight, solid line. And then you punch through. And then it's just through, and you chase it around. So you're actually going to roll all the way around the pipe twice in doing this. And if you do it that way, you know that your thing's going to win. Kicked off my microphone.
Just switch up the Zoom and make sure it's still going.
Yeah.
Speak, please.
Audio check, 1, 2, 3.
How's the battery?
$2.
Okay.
So we're going to go back, because we're going to be cutting to the forward. Way back. Got it. You ready? Alright, now you're going to hold this steady, and I'm going to nudge it when we want to move, and you're going to have air under it pretty much all the time. Okay. So to start out with, rest your saw on the pipe, and, obvious dangers of moving blade and all that mess. Now the blade on a sawzall, especially because it's so long, wants to move around a lot. So you can score it to start. Mark there, and I'm just barely touching the tape. now I've scored it, and I've cut like, I don't know, 1/8, 1/4 inch down. But now you've got a good guide to go in, and as long as you don't do anything stupid, you can stay pretty much on this.
Roll back.
Yeah, we're gonna roll back. Yep. Sure, check the set plug.
Have we talked about why it's 79 inches?
Yeah, because that's the max length of the machine.
But did we talk about that?
I think so. I'll mention it again.
I mean, there's no reason, other than mentioning that we're cutting into it, there's nothing that would help the viewer to know that.
Oh.
forcing this down. You should be able to just let the weight of the saw pull it down, and if it won't, you should have bought a bigger saw or had a sharper blade, because you're cutting PVC, which machines like cheese. So, you shouldn't, don't force it down. look at this end, and we can see there's no big gouges in or out here. Let's compare this to the other end.
Pause. I can't get around him like that.
All right.
Pull it back.
So if we look at this end now,
Please.
let me know when you're ready.
That would be rather the point.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So if we look at this end now, we can see this is nice and smooth. It's way better than like the hatchet job most people do. This is the other end, cut by other people. And you can see this is way in and out and all over the place. They did successfully cut the tube off, but no, you don't want to try and stand that tube on it. This is nice and clean. It's not perfect, it's not precision cut, but it's as good as you're going to get with a Sawzall. And this, you touch this with a sander. We do that after we wind it anyway because we want to sand the extra epoxy off the end. And this is going to be beautiful. So this is how you cut a big PVC pipe. Now you know, because if you try and stand this on end, you're going to get that. Whereas if you stand this on end, it's going to be totally fine. Ta-da! Look at that. So now you know how to cut large diameter PVC pipe. And the same system works on any size from 3-inch all the way up to 26-inch. And I know because we've done it. So now you know. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have fun. I'm Chris Boden, and as always, we'll see you next time. Leave that there. Huh? Not yet. We're going to weigh this.
Oh my God.
What?
It says the car's full. I don't know how long it's been full. You forgot to change cards. Or you did change cards and then made it a way too small card.
I did not change any cards.
So that shoe's ruined.
We'll see. Might not be.
It's ruined.
That was one of my best shoes ever. That was the one that was going to like get me an inning.
69. Oh, 6.
69.06 pounds. That's what they weigh. All right, grab the blood count. We'll document that because what we'll do is we'll measure all of them.
You can unplug. Oh my God, you're doing nothing.
69.
Okay, so we know that's 69 pounds for that. Swap that with that tower right there.
Okay.
And we'll measure, then we'll have a before and after for winding and coating weight for polyurethane.
If I pick this up, you'll need to wheel this out and away so that I can get away from it. Because I didn't set it in there by myself. I had to pick it up.
Yeah? All right. Here, hang on, let me move this stuff. You just need it wheeled out.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm strong enough to just pick it.
Sure, no problem. Let me know when you're ready. Beefcake. Well, it's only 69 pounds.
Oh, this is not 69.
It's got 50 pounds of wire on it. You got to go straight up. Do you need an adult?
Hang on, let me brain for a second.
Oh, wow. I got to get video of this happening.
Maybe get something under it to lift it up and out before I try to pull it away. I don't know if we can get like a crowbar or something in there.
I just came up with a really cool idea. I need to make a thing. I need something that screws in the end of a secondary. We tighten it and it expands, and then we can pick them up that way.
That'd be cool.
We need to invent this. All right, well, in the meantime, grab the epoxy one. We'll see what that weighs.
That I can do.
You sure?
That's what I can grab.
Okay. Get them gains, bro.
That's significantly heavier.
I'm guessing 130.
Well, if it does weigh 130, we're not going to know.
Yeah, we will. I got a plan. Let's try that one first. No, it wouldn't be 130. It'd be 70. Oh, it's going to weigh more than 100. You're over 100 just a wire weight, I think. Yep. All right, let's put it on this one. Because we got about 43 pounds of wire.
And tear it.
Huh?
Throw a plate on and tear it, because this is not going to be big enough for this.
You can't balance that on there?
Uh-uh.
You sure?
Not unless you want the risk of this falling.
Oh, we don't want that. All right.
I know you don't want that.
Grab that gray plate over there. Turn on. Hey, you're on. Think that's gonna work?
Go ahead and tear it.
Okay, 0, 0. Remember, lift with your nuts, not with your back. You gotta center that. 115 pounds, 2 ounces.
Cool.
For an epoxy coated coil of 1,050 turns, 14 gauge on a 12-inch pipe with an epoxy coat.
So we gained roughly 50 pounds.
Give or take, yeah. That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Okay. All right, we can set this aside and we'll load that one on the cradle.
Now,
What?
now we got to make a choice.
What?
Do we want the epoxy ones
No.
in, or do
Nope.
we want?
We run the poly.
Okay.
When the polys die, then we put the epoxies in.
What if the epoxies are like super, super durable though? We never even have.
They're going to be way durable, that's why you want the delicate ones out here where they're never going to move on display, and the durable ones in the storage crate sitting on a shelf. Ah, see?
Whatever makes you happy.
Oh, I wish. Just set that right there. It'll be fine. So now we know the weight.
We do.
All right.
You want to kick that?
Yep.
God damn, man.
Got it.
It's entirely too loud.
Everything's fine.
That's noisy, Dan.
So did you ever notice the inside of the pipes?
Yes.
You know why they look like that?
I do not.
Pultruded. This is an extruded shape. I don't know if this is extruded or pultruded. I've never seen them make PVC pipe. Send me videos on how they make PVC pipe. All right, we're gonna load it. Oh, hey, I got an idea. Are you going in that end?
Yep.
Okay. Hang on, watch this. Put the brakes on. Okay. You're moving the whole thing. You're too forceful. You got to be more gentle. Don't ram it. Ramming it isn't going to get you what you want. You want me to do that? All right, you hold it. I'll push it. Here, take the camera.
Let the jack do what he does best.
It's because of the ripples on the inside of the damn pipe. The last pipe was smoother than this pipe.
Well, what if I just... Here. I can reach the bar.
Hey! No matter how hard you pull, if that doesn't line up, you're not pulling through.
What?
Okay, go ahead and pull a little bit. There you go. Now pull as much as you like.
That's kind of in the middle. Makes me happier. That's not in the middle. I'm back your way.
All right, where you going?
Well, it's.
It's all gonna have to go at one end anyway.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that. What are you?
You still recording?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm trying to get this popped in here.
Okay.
Okay. It's in. You got a washer on that end?
Either a ratchet wrench. Yeah, I got a washer on it. Give me a ratchet wrench.
Where'd you put that new ratchet wrench?
Huh? Where's your ratchet? It's over here.
You just got it.
Yeah. It's right here. I got it.
Oh, it's doing that naughty thing again.
Doing what? No. Leave it there. Leave it there.
Are you washing this or no?
What?
Washer or no washer?
Don't really need one.
Okay.
What
are you doing?
Just wait. I'm thinking how far. Yeah, we don't need that up there. No, not on that side.
We still run a nut on that side usually, don't we?
We do, but not this.
Oh, we're running past that.
Yeah. So let me know when you've got about that much sticking out, okay? You want to be to there.
Okay. Oh, that's just gonna take long.
Are you shooting video of right now?
The pipe.
Give me the camera.
Well,
Give me the camera. Watch. Hand it to somebody who knows. She knows. There's a whole bunch of people watching beside the pipe. And they're saying bad things about your parentage. Watch. Chris Boden, can I help you? Report.
This third-party apps that let you block numbers, but I don't know how many that let you.
you know what Apple phone is? The new one? $1,000 paperweight. They just got the feature.
Can you stick that down?
Hold on. Back up. There you go.
You're driving, man. I just hold the end down.
In.
Okay, now come hold this end. Hold the pipe up the thing. Doesn't suck. It's awesome. It's the best job ever. Hold that over here. I'll be back. Okay, you ready?
Hit it with the thing.
Huh?
Hit it with the thing.
Hit it with the thing?
Hit it with the thing.
I got the thing.
Come to this side. Hit it with the thing.
I got the thing. What do you think?
Very good.
Huh?
Very good. You need these games, bro?
Oh, fuck. Keep going!
What are you doing? You gotta figure out what that was.
It was a wrench falling into the tray.
You gotta scoot me just a little bit more.
Stop. Hey, Steven. Lift that up a moment. Lift that up a moment. Actually, sit down. Hey, Steven. What? Come here, man. Oh, you're gonna actually. It's doing its job. No, do your job. I'll get somebody.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Remember how I've been walking funny for 3 days?
Look at the last couple
I'm
snacks.
gonna go. I was gonna go get a big one.
Put a couple more snacks in there. We'll deal with this.
That's not.
Also, take that. No, no.
What? It's not.
You don't want that, do you? No.
You keep thinking.
What the fuck do you want that out here?
Hey, I had that way up. Batman's gone. Is Batman here? Batman, come back a voltage real quick, please.
Just hit that out there.
I know. It's gotta, this has to touch here. Because that's how this works. It's gotta touch here. That's clever. Hey, Joey, come here.
Yes, sir.
Come here.
Come on. Oh, you.
See this thing? Hold this in one hand. You take that in the other. Drive that. Don't try to hit this with it. You'll break it. But that, hit that thing like it said something about your mom.
Claire kind of carried on that much.
You want to have like, hang on. You want to have it this flush to here. You want to have this flush to here, and you want to have like 2 turns sticking in. That's it. Okay, so drive it just about flush. See if we can get it in there. Is that sure then? Oh yeah.
Spin the tube that way. Coming at you. Stop! Pick it up, slide it that way.
There you go.
Better now?
Isn't it supposed to pinch up against this thing?
Yes, it is, and it will be
That's what you've done.
once we're done. We're just not there yet.
Pitter patter, let's get at her.
Spin that bitch. It's the wrong way. Oh, no, you're not right.
This isn't our first rodeo.
That's awesome. Now it's okay.
Fourth time, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Joey, hold this till I tell you to stop.
He's like a professional log roller in here. And then we also watch. Oh my god, I never thought of this. We need to have a way where we can set a wheel on the edge of this and just turn on a motor and spin it.
Yeah, it's not
Big magic eraser rubber.
done yet. I just want to get this on so I can line one of this.
Some people have much time figuring out how not to do work.
I see the drips don't have many bubbles, it's just the stuff in front.
Fuck you! All right, roll it. That moment when you two realize you don't know the words.
I was picking up words for the two words.
He was trying to be all like,
I was like, fiend.
It's all you, like, keep up.
stop! Give me 3 more turns.
1, 2. You would have a counter. Great.
Okay, Batman put the bar back in?
You want to do that after you put your belt on?
Yeah?
Or else you want the flex to get your belt on.
Oh, okay.
No, we still have this wrench on here.
Take the wrench off. Did awesome, Joey. Everybody loves you.
You're only gonna get it from over here, Steven.
Okay, there's that. I'm going to snug this up.
The camera has issues with focusing.
No, we all.
That's why I take them straight up. How's that?
You stop spinning.
She's tight.
Well, I think it's all good.
I love those wrenches. All right, we're loaded.
Yeah, but your belt's not that lined up.
Huh?
It's lined up enough.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Taylor. Yeah, this is 3rd gear.
Are you gonna be that ballsy?
I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll find out. But I think 3rd gear is where I'm going to run out of testicular fortitude before I run out of throttle. That's where I'm going to want things to be. Like, because at first we couldn't go, like, we couldn't handle faster in 1st gear. And now I can wind in 2nd gear at full speed all day long. No problem.
I can't go all day long, but I can wind in 2nd gear full speed now.
Yeah? You got all the way up?
I got all the way up and sat there from like 500 to 8, not 8.
Okay. But yeah, we're there. So now we can sand this. Today's Captain's Blog is made possible by a grant from Madman Mark McGough. Thank you, sir.